Hello and welcome to my channel, I Went to Lose Gaming. Wow, let me just start off this video by saying that she is the GOAT. Not just the Coco variety of GOAT, but the greatest of all time. In this video, I want to showcase what you can generally expect from a C0 GanYu with some investment into her artifacts and weapon. Throughout this entire video, GanYu is at C0, with the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set and a Refinement 1 level 90 Amos bow. Her charge shot is level 10, and her skill and burst are level 6. My GanYu's full build will be near the end of the video. I'll be showcasing some various stuff with GanYu in the background while I talk about her and what I think about her. Now, if you've been a viewer of my channel for the last few weeks, you'll know that I put GanYu in roughly the same ballpark as Klee for her damage output. Now that she's finally here, I can say that she is definitely in the same ballpark as Klee. Her charge shot just feels like it annihilates everything that isn't cryo resistant or has some mechanic to nullify it. Her burst is absurd as well for both damage and its cryo application potential. There's just no other way to put it besides that she feels completely broken. Massive cryo AoE damage from anywhere on the map with her bow attacks cannot be overstated. Her Lotus Taunt feels like it was made specifically for Abyss 11-12 or just any tower defense stage, and her being a bow user is an incredible asset due to not needing to run across the map to do her DPS. This saves a ton of time and stamina when GanYu can just shoot an enemy across the entire map and kill them, and really just further jacks up GanYu's DPS output. To be completely frank, I am really concerned about power creep given how powerful GanYu is here. Moving forward, people are going to expect Xiao, Hu Tao, etc. to be even stronger than GanYu. But at least for now, I'm loving it. Something else to note is that her elemental skill generates particles on cast if the casting bit of damage does some damage, and also at the end if the explosion hits something. In total, it can generate up to 4 cryo particles. Now, as for her burst, there appears to be 50 icicles, and the targeting seems to cycle through the enemies, up to around 6 enemies or so. With a group of 6 enemies clustered together, all the icicles will target a different enemy. So for example, if there are 5 enemies, then 5 icicles will be targeted, and 1 will be random. Big thanks to the GanYu mains Discord for extrapolating this. Now, in my opinion, this burst just feels completely broken. I mean, we're talking up to 50 times however much damage your icicles do, which is, you know, almost venti levels of craziness when it comes to burst damage output. Next, let's go over some quick thoughts on GanYu's weapon choices. In this video, I was using the Amos bow. What's crazy about this is that the Amos bow is even better for GanYu than anticipated. This is because the bloom takes around half a second to explode, and therefore adds 0.4 seconds to the arrow fly time. Thanks to this puts the Amos bow cleanly at the top of the list. However, it is worth noting that the free-to-play Prototype Crescent at Refinement 1 still only does around 22% less damage, which isn't that bad in my opinion. So for weapons, so far the best choices seem to be the Amos bow, the Prototype Crescent, the Black Cliff bow, and I guess the Skyward Harp as well. I will be making another video comparing the actual weapons in the game, and not just extrapolating this through theory crafting. So be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell for that. Now, it is in my strong opinion that with how ridiculously powerful GanYu's charge shot is, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you built her as just an ice cream machine, aka a burst bot. If you do go this route, there are many options for her weapon choices and artifacts. Skyward Harp seems to be the best bow when it comes to just her burst, and the Black Cliff and Prototype Crescent, when their buffs are up, are very good as well. Now, the Amos bow is just a bit under the above 3 weapons, but it's still a solid choice, and with how powerful her charge shots are with the Amos bow, I would still say it's the best overall weapon for GanYu. Now, the stringless at R5 is a decent choice just for her burst, but in my opinion, it so severely gimps her charge shot that it's just not worth using. Now, for artifacts, I think the Blizzard Strayer 4-piece, as of now, is clearly the best choice. And the reason why is that the Blizzard 4-piece will benefit her charge shot and it will benefit her burst as well as elemental skills. And as you can see throughout this video, GanYu has absolutely no issues keeping cryo on her enemies. Also, the Wander's 4-piece is good as well for the charge shot build, but it's very difficult to farm given that it's around 80 resin on average for a single Wander's piece versus the 20 resin for a Blizzard Strayer piece, so you'd have to spend about 4 times as much resin to get a good Wanderer set. But hey, if you already have a great Wanderer set, then definitely use it. Now, if you do hate charge shots but love GanYu, and really want to use her as just a burst support, then the Noblesse Oblige 4-piece is a good choice. The Noblesse Oblige 2-piece plus Blizzard Strayer 2-piece is also a good choice. Overall though, the Blizzard Strayer will still do just as much damage as the previous 2 setups for her burst. In terms of weaknesses, GanYu is very squishy and easily interrupted while charging her charge shots. This makes its only shield, or any durable shield, extremely valuable to allow GanYu to not lose her charge shots from a straight hit. Because do keep in mind, if you get interrupted, you've lost, upwards of 2 seconds of potential DPS. She also struggles against Hilichurl shields, so Claymore, Pyro, and certain Geo characters can help a lot with that. And that's the perfect segue into teammates for GanYu. Honestly, I think almost anyone can contribute to her potential. Since she's not lacking in the damage department, you really just need to bring some relevant supports to help her do her job. As you can see through my Abyss 12 runs, I barely even bothered using my stacked Constellation 6 Klee, and GanYu had absolutely no trouble at Constellation 0 clearing these dungeons. Now, another cryo on the team is also nice for the crit rate buff, since GanYu has no issues keeping the cryo debuff on enemies. Chi-Chi is a great choice for her massive heals when you need it. Diona is also great for her shields, minor healing, and energy regen. And Kai is good just for existing on the team, so he can give GanYu 15% crit chance through the party resonance. But in terms of actual utility, I don't really think Kaya adds much, but he can generate some particles every now and then. Bennett, as always, is a great teammate for his healing, attack buff, and melt potential. You could see at the beginning of the video I showcased when GanYu did 190 whatever thousand damage in Abyss 7. As always, Anemo characters are great for crowd control, and I believe Klee and Diluc deserve a special mention since they cover GanYu's weakness as well. They can break all the current Hilichurl shields which GanYu struggles with, and they can break elemental cryo shields which GanYu can't do anything against. Now, I do think that Electro's superconduct honestly doesn't bring much for GanYu, but maybe if it's discovered that GanYu's physical build with just her normal bow attacks is good, then you can consider it. But GanYu can be used as a great support for a physical Kaching as an example, or even a physical damage Fischl, since GanYu's burst pretty much applies cryo infinitely. As always, just bring specific characters to help GanYu counter certain dungeon mechanics. GanYu's charge shots will carry her team so hard it almost doesn't matter who she's with, as long as they help enable her to do her damage somehow. So wow, I think Mihoyo overdid it a little bit in terms of how strong GanYu is, and I'm a bit terrified to see how strong Xiao and Hu Tao end up being. And this is as C0 as well. Now, I do plan to compare her to other top DPS characters like Diluc and Klee, as well as to compare some weapons in practice instead of just in theory. Be sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a comment, like the video, etc. As always, thanks for watching, and I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.